Okay, we're getting into some really cool stuff now. You ready? Page 40. I'm sorry, page 42. Remember, we were talking last about really what's called non-duality, the oneness of life, that form and formless are just two different forms of the same thing, energy. It's all spiritual energy. Some of it we see and some of it we don't see. That's how I understand it. Okay, so it is this dualism that creates our folly, because this is where humanity forgets its power to think and succumbs to its own uncontrolled thoughts. Fools know only what they think, but the wise know that they are the thinker, worlds apart. And we, as individuals, this is my take on it, it's not like, we're either a fool or we're either a fool or we're wise. We go back and forth. We forget that we're the thinker. I mean, we all get caught up in thought and it looks so real, and then all of a sudden we realize, wait a minute, this is coming from me. I'm the thinker here. And that's our relief when we realize that. The difference between a wise man and a fool is that the wise man learns from a fool, right? You can observe somebody else succumbing to their own foolishness, but a fool rarely learns from the wise. Without thought, there wouldn't be an observer. A thought is what brings consciousness into form. Without thought, there wouldn't be an observer. It's kind of like that haiku. If a tree falls in the forest and nobody hears it, did it really fall? Right? Without thought, there wouldn't be an observer. A thought is what brings consciousness into form. It's what allows us to observe life. The greatest folly of all, Richard, is what we think of ourselves and our own limitations. We don't realize that it is thought, not time, that brings about our evolution. So you could have an insight, and in a moment's time, your life evolves. You see something that you didn't realize before, and boom, your life just changed for the better, just improved. It doesn't take years and years of therapy or years and years of meditation. It takes one thought that's a deep enough insight that you see something really, really different for yourself. When evolution takes place in this world, things change and medieval ways disappear. It has always been this way and always will be. That's on page 43. It's like when humanity thought for years and, I don't know, hundreds of years that the earth was flat. And that thinking was passed on from generation to generation. People just took it for granted, so they didn't venture very far. But then at some point, you know what? We discover that the earth is not flat, and it reaches enough people that as humanity then evolves, because we're able to move further, and that brings about all sorts of things, trade and all kinds of things, trading ideas from people that are at the far end of the globe, beyond the horizon that we think was the end of the earth. Well, the same is true for our mental state, how we can see so much further beyond what we saw even a moment ago, in the form of an insight, a sight within ourselves. Okay, don't overthink this. Take a break and clear your mind. See what happens for you. And don't forget to comment when you do see something that's like, wow, this is really cool. Bye for now.